everyone, it's Alexis Can't Film, and today we have a new story, a new issue, new tea, and honestly a new low for influencers. Guys, isn't the shadow of my camera literally so cute? She's so cute. Ugh, love that. But yeah, today we are talking about Glamorama. Glamorama. You know, a little influencer who likes to rage bait, you know, be disrespectful and everything. Shook the food review. Ugh, I cannot say that. The food review community. Wow. Okay, my bad, guys. It's been a day for me. I have an exam, 2 days from now? I've been studying a little too much, so give me a break. But yeah, she apparently thinks it's super cute, super fun to brand herself as being rude and, you know, like I said, disrespectful. Love her for that. So I feel like this has been going around for like, you know, a little bit. I saw actually the clapback from the bakery a little while ago about all this drama that is happening. For people who don't know, basically what happened is Glamorama. I hate her name. Glamorama. See, and that's why I make my name super easy, because if anyone ever wants to like shit talk me or anything, they can easily say my name, you know, like Alexis Can't Film. Boom, easy, simple. So Glamorama, she ends up going to this little bakery and everything that's based down in Arizona, you know, yall Patisserie. Sorry, I don't know why I can't speak today. I'm saying sorry as if I don't know how to speak every day. Whatever, just roll the clips of her being a go ahead, go.
People, I do not mind spending $10 on a pastry if they are really good, but you cannot use fake ass ingredients. That pistachio color is about as natural as my boobs, ass, and waistline. The coffee was super sour and acidic, but I prefer a creamy chocolatey espresso. $5 for a canali. I didn't even pay that in Santro fucking pay, but that's the price next to the Phoenix airport. Okay. I was also super disappointed in the quiche. I prefer a quiche with a thick, rich, buttery crust. This had a paper thin crust. If I wanted to ingest this much eggs, I would have eaten an omelet. I absolutely loved the pumpkin pie croissant, but everything was a little on the sweet and rich side, which some people love. Personally, I like my sweets a little less sweet, so I'd rather get treated like shit and go to Paris spaghetti. Now, with all of that being said, I think if you stay away from the expensive ingredients like these nuts, you can definitely enjoy a delicious, rich pastry here.
Rude, right? Like, this is the type of review that belongs to a bakery who sold you like a $20 pastry that had bugs running around in it. Or, you know, someone who actually wronged you. Keyword, who actually wronged you. The only justification that I can see from this video is maybe the pistachio color. I mean, it is neon green, which usually means that there are food coloring, food dyes, whatever you want to say. Could be wrong. I am not a pistachio or pastry expert, so correct me if I'm wrong. That was just from a quick Google search. Because it does look neon green, it does look fake, and usually when foods do look that colorful, usually there's something else in it that contributes to that. Not saying that it's not real pistachio in there, but it probably does have some colorings in it, you know, just little things to make it more aesthetically pleasing, which honestly, as a food reviewer, wouldn't you like that more, that your food is more aesthetically pleasing? Thing is, even if that is correct or whatever, even if it is enhanced, it does not justify the very rude review about everything. You know, like the comment about your boobs and your waist and everything was kind of funny, but straight up bullying a company because in theory you did not get free food isn't funny. And yes, in theory, a lot of this is happening, and she gave that horrible review because she didn't get free food from this company. So her video was posted on October 7th, and you know, some time went past. I forgot the exact day that I saw that the bakery responded back. I'll put it here when they officially did, but that is when things started to move. That's when people started, you know, actually noticing the issues with this woman, Glamorama. And you know how she's giving more rage bait vibes, disrespectful vibes, versus just being a normal food reviewer. But whatever, we're just gonna let the bakery's response roll. Go on. Yeah. Queen, go.
So we recently had an influencer reach out to us and asked to do a collaboration, and we respectfully declined because it was not in our budget right now. Then she essentially tried to blackmail us by saying if we offered the food for free, she would then write a good review about us. I told her we'd think about it, but she still came in the next day. And although we hadn't agreed to collab with her, we recognized her when she came in, and we still were very accommodating and offered her extra drinks. So we totally respect a bad review. But what we don't like is lying and bullying. The first thing she said was that our pistachio was so faked. Fun fact, we have right here our pistachio paste that is 100% pistachios from Italy. All of our flours that we use in our product, the farine de blé, épeautre, gruyère rouge, all comes on a pallet from Europe. And also, this is our panettone flour, straight from Italy. It's written entirely in Italian. Not bad for close to the airport bakery. Beyond the fact that we spend 10 times the amount of money to buy the ingredients, the most valuable part of our product is the time we spend to make them. From our sourdough starter to our dough, every single thing is handmade from scratch.
To make this, we spent 6 months to learn it, how to feed it, know how to work with it.
And it only likes the flour from Italy. And this isn't just about me. This specific influencer has gone to many different local restaurants and bullied them. The problem is if the next generation is influenced by her to believe it's okay to bully and disrespect the food industry. We like working with influencers, but acting like the working class is beneath you and promoting this kind of message on social media and bribing us for free stuff is not really something we support. My biggest pride in what I've built here isn't just how I source my ingredients, but it's having found the people to be in my team that wake up every day and that care about what we do, our processes, and that work really, really hard to do this. And most of all, thank you to our customers, sincerely, because it's thanks to you that since day one, I get to live my dream of having a bakery. And thanks to your support, I've been able to continue to be as true to my art.
So, bakery posts that, and obviously everyone sides with the bakery because, you know, that was such a classy and really good way to respond to such a bullying video. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than the fact of Glamorama literally got on screen and started being a straight up bully. Again, in theory, because she didn't get free food. I'm saying in theory because, you know, as we'll get in more later, Glamorama's in like this little state of mind where she's like, no, I didn't want free food. But the bakery is claiming that she wanted free food, and you know, there's screenshot that like obviously the bakery showed, and it's like, whatever, do what you want to do. But you can't bully a bakery just because they don't give you free food, because they told you in such a respectful way, hey, yeah, we can't afford that in our budget right now, which is such a classy and responsible way to respond to that bullying video. Anyways, yeah, the internet sides with bakery, obviously. And, you know, instead of just coming on screen, admitting that she was wrong, saying she was sorry, you know, like a normal person would, to apologize, especially when you have so many eyes on you now. And, you know, you could come back and make this like a good little, hey guys, sorry, rebrand time. No, she posted this apology. Instead, I'm really bad about transitioning into videos and stuff, so roll it again, roll it.
Then she essentially tried to blackmail us by saying if we offered the food for free, she would then write a good review about us.
God damn, someone finally stood up to me. You know what, I gotta say, fucking kudos, for real. I respect that, I do. What I don't respect are the lies. So, here are the receipts. You want the truth, you can't handle the truth. I never said that I would leave a good review for a free meal. I have never done that, and I will never do that. So I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that I was bullying you. You have way more followers than I do. You are way cooler than I am. I will admit that. Like, I would love to have the online presence that you do. So if anything, you're kind of punching down. My video got what, like 7,400, I think, maybe 12,000, 13,000 on Instagram. it didn't do great. I also said nice things in that video. I actually do think if you stay away from the nuts, if you're like me that don't like that fake pistachio flavor, I still have one of your other pastries here. Well, this one was a pistachio, so it hasn't been eaten yet, but the pumpkin one that I loved and raved about, I'm not exaggerating. I ate it about 2 hours ago, and I will say it's been frozen for days since Saturday. Pulled it out after about 30 minutes. It was still phenomenal, and I'll stand by that. We also didn't get free drinks. We did get a free shot of espresso, which was so nice. Like, the French man that works there, he was the sweetest man ever. I said I liked my coffee strong. He sent out a free shot of espresso. That was so, so nice. Regardless, Jenna, I respect your balls. I do respect your talent. It may not be always my taste, but I do respect your talent. I think you make beautiful pastries. I'd work on that quiche though. And I hope both your sides of your pillow are cold at night, and I do wish you nothing but the best.
You know, not a really good way to respond to a clapback. As, again, like I said, you have all these eyes on you now. Like, what? That bakery's video got like 2 million likes on it. And you know, everyone's going to be coming to your account, especially when you got called out in the comments. Because the bakery did never say their names. They were respectful about that again. They were really respectful, really good about their clapback and everything, but you posted it on the internet. Other people are going to call you out. So people were calling her out in the comments saying that was Glamorama. And she could have, again, used this as a teaching moment. Just been like, hey, y'all. Yep, that was me who went there. And yeah, I was low-key really rude. And that was a really bad video to post, a bad review. Not even really a review. It was just straight up disrespectful and straight up bullying. But I progress. Yeah, no. She posts that, and it causes the hate to be so much worse because people see that you're just being arrogant and just not taking responsibility. So she makes her Instagram private, and she deletes everything on her TikTok except for one video, which is another apology. I call it an apology because let me just read it for y'all. First and foremost, I want to address the fake ass ingredients comment. When I tasted a pistachio pastry, I noticed a strong pistachio flavor that reminds me of abstract or flavoring, so I assumed that was used to enhance the taste. Maybe it was added, maybe it wasn't, but I want to be clear, they use real ingredients as well, and I should have been more thoughtful about my wording. I also want to clarify something really important. My review was not revenge for being turned down for a collaboration. I had already planned to visit and review the bakery regardless, paid or not. But I understand how things unfolded and might have looked like I did it out of spite. That's not who I am. That was never my intention. For those who follow me for a while, you know I give honest reviews, good or bad. But I also understand how that honesty without compassion can come across the wrong way. Hopefully y'all can't hear that police officer's car. I live on like the busiest road known to mankind. And I've counted it one time. There was like 7 emergency vehicles like in the span of like 3 hours. It's crazy. When the collaboration didn't work out, I completely respected that and went in as a regular paying customer. My goal was to still give an honest review, but I see how that message, followed by a negative video, made it seem like I only wanted free food or felt entitled, and that's not true. That was never my mindset, and I truly regret that it came across that way. To the bakery, I'm sincerely sorry for any harm my words may have caused. Don't text me, people, I'm trying to read. I respect the time, effort, and heart that goes into running a small business. Stop texting me. And genuinely wish you nothing but success moving forward. At the end of the day, we're all human. Sometimes we mess up publicly, and all we can do is take a bill. Okay, this sentence is crazy considering everything. At the end of the day, we're all human. Sometimes we mess up publicly, and all we can do is take accountability, learn, and grow from it. Thank you to everyone who reached out with kindness, and even to those who held me accountable. I hear you. I'm using this as an opportunity to grow and do better. Whew. Interesting. Oh, and then she did a little nice thing about tagging them up there in the corner, you know. So y'all know who she's talking about, even though it's obvious what bakery she's talking about. And listen, like, I do agree. People make mistakes, and we all gotta accept that. We're all human, you know. But it's crazy to open up with, wow, someone's finally standing up to me, while also still dissing their food in your apology. People are allowed to make mistakes, but they're also allowed to call out those people who make mistakes. Online influencers, you know, have a lot of influence. So yeah, you're allowed to make a video about the truth, you know, say how it is, do a good review, a bad review, like you say that you like to do and everything. But there's a difference between, you know, saying the truth and calling out things that actually need to be calling out versus just straight up bullying and lying about stuff or trying to sketch it in a bad sense, you know? And going back to like what I said earlier about being rude as being like a little branding thing for her, I get it. People online, they like to play this persona of being like a mean girl and everything, you know, like it's just a character online. However, I went back on like her channel and everything and I watched some of her videos and I wish I saved more videos, but to sum up the vibe, every video had the same energy. Not cute, snarky, sassy, mean girl, but more like an entitled Karen. Anyways, I'm just gonna roll the clip that I was able to save.
If you want to get treated like shit while eating the most delicious pastries, have I got the place for you. Let's go over what to order and what to avoid like the plague. My absolute favorite thing here is the strawberry croissant. The pastry cream is real pastry cream. It's not like gross ass pudding. You couldn't pay me to get one more item out of this pastry case. I have tried 4 already and all of them are terrible. I love the ham and Swiss croissant and all of the quiches are phenomenal. The cronuts are also always really good and those little French cream tarts are exactly like the ones in France. I go once to twice a week. I'm obsessed with this place, but the service is always trash. Like, I don't know if they treat their employees bad, if they're not paid well, but they are never friendly, and that's okay. These pastries are so good, they can slap me in the face and disrespect my ancestors. I love the cappuccinos here, but they are not consistent. Sometimes they're amazing, sometimes they're just okay. At the H Mart location, they have this cheesy corn rice. It's amazing. I think it's at the chicken stand. And then the first stand on the left has this bulgogi dish. It's so good. I also just went to the one that opened in Phoenix and it was a lot bigger, it was nicer, they had more options, but big surprise, the service still sucks.
Also, let's ignore the whole Garfield pants, but do y'all like my Napoleon shirt? Low-key my favorite thing ever. I thrifted this thing like forever ago. Live, laugh, love her. I don't wear her enough out. I might wear her tomorrow to class, you know, show her off a little. But I want to know, what do y'all think? Do we think she was out of line or do we think she was just playing some character? Comment down below. I respond to everything. I'm not popular enough to get too many comments. That being said, if y'all like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I make cool commentary videos, you know. Make cool vlogs, I think. Even if you don't want to talk about this drama, just tell me how your day was. Yeah, anyways, this is Alexis Catfilm, signing out.